Well, hey there, it's Elka.
And Jen, and welcome to another episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast. And today we are talking about Society6 and Zazzle and comparing the two and giving you the pros and cons of each.
And we want to use certain criteria for you so that you as the seller on these platforms can decide for yourself which one is better. So let's get started.
So in terms of what we're going to be talking about today, we have a couple different topics or things that both platforms have. And first of all, we want to say what is a print-on-demand platform. We talked about it in the previous episodes in terms of Zazzle and telling you a little bit about Redbubble and also Spoonflower, but Society6 is also another print-on-demand platform, and all of them are quite different. And this is why we're doing this series of comparing each of the platforms so that you can determine which platform you like best and which one works for you, right?
So let's dive right in. So print on demand is exactly what it means. It means that if someone demands the product, i.e. the customer, it means that that's when the company prints it. So it's this really cool, eco-friendly way of doing business. And a lot of companies that are online e-commerce platforms do this. So even though it looks like the product is already existing, it's really just a virtual representation, and that allows us as the sellers to add the designs to these virtual representations. And then the customer, once they decide that they like that and they've paid for it, that's when the Redbubble, whether it's Society6 or Zazzle or Redbubble or any other of these print-on-demand companies, that's when they actually print the product and ship it to the customer. So it's a really great business model because you don't have to have all this physical inventory, and instead it's just a digital representation and you're using your digital files. And the company that you work with, in this case Society6, will pay you out a royalty, which is awesome. And that's how we earn our money on the Zazzle platform. And we also have accounts on Society6 and some of these other platforms. But as you know from our history, we love the Zazzle platform. But we always do our research, and when we first started, that's what we did. We checked out Zazzle and then we checked out Society6. So hopefully now that you're in that position, you can use this information that we've put together to help you make a decision as to where you start on your e-commerce online business journey. Okay, so let's dive right into our criteria. And we've got them listed here, so you may see us looking down at the computer if you're watching us on YouTube. So obviously both of these are passive income types of businesses that are online. So they both get a check mark for that. And so that we're way past that. But now we're looking at other things. The first thing is cost. And again, in this case, there's no cost for either of these. So you can join today and you can open up a store. And the only thing that Society6 asks you is for $1 so that you can verify your PayPal account. Yeah. But that's it. And so both of the Zazzle and Society6 platforms are awesome because you don't have to put any cash outlay to be able to be on the platform. You can just do it. Okay, so then now we're going to look into ease of use. So do you want to do that one?
Okay, so in terms of the ease of use for Society6, you can upload, Society6, the platform basically is a bulk upload. You create a design, so Society6 is more so for the artists and graphic designers and photographers, let's say, who are much more in the artist's realm. And so you upload a design that you've created, and what happens is that design has to be a certain dimension in terms of pixels or the size, and then it's uploaded in a bulk action to all of the products on Society6 based on the dimensions that you've uploaded. So if you have a very, very large file, let's say, then it's able to be uploaded on all of the different products. And we'll talk about the number of products going forward in this episode. But if you are able to upload that dimension, you can have X amount of products posted for your sale in that bulk upload. If anybody is familiar with the previous, quick create that was all the rage on Zazzle before, it's kind of the same concept that you put one design up and then it gets put on all of these different products automatically, which is actually really nice if you don't want to spend the time going in and customizing each one. However, there might be a con as well. If you don't have a pattern or a graphic that is relatable to the size or the proportions of the products that are available on Society6, then it might be a little bit distorted, right? So it's a little bit harder to actually customize each one individually because it's in that bulk upload. So you have to go in and actually edit each of the products and or decide not to publish them because it might not look good. right?
Also, it doesn't upload them to any product that doesn't have that specification
Yeah.
required in your file. So it limits what you can actually sell on the platform based on what your file looks like in terms of the dimensions and so on.
Yeah.
Not the design itself, but the actual physical dimensions and pixels of the file that you upload. So that's a con on my side because, yeah, that means you have to continually modify your image to be able to get the range of products that you might want to sell on the platform. But those are like really detailed pieces, and of course that happens on the Zazzle platform too. But and then it's very different in the Quick Create on Zazzle. The grouping of products is already specified, whereas here this bulk upload is just to anything that fits on whatever the Society6 platform offers as products you can add to. Okay, so there's a little bit of detail there. I think that limits the customer or the seller in terms of how they can add things and how long it takes them. Then they may have to play around with their dimensions and so on. What do you think?
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. So what's next? We want to also look at how many customers can we reach with our designs that we post on the platform. So we always include the number of visits per month of each platform. So in this case, Society6 has 5.2 million visitors a month. That's based on similarweb.com. We've got the link in the show notes so you can check that out if you want. And for Zazzle, that's 17 million visitors a month. So there's like a 3-time decrease compared to Zazzle as to how many customers you can attract on the Society6 platform with your designs if you use that platform. So Zazzle wins out on that one for sure. Okay, do you want to go into the earnings potential?
Sure. The earnings potential, each platform for print on demand is slightly different in terms of the royalties or the potential that you can make in terms of your income. With Society6, you are able to earn a base of 10%, so that's already set for you. You can't change that royalty rate for any of the products on Society6 that you sell, except any of the canvas or art prints. So the art prints and the prints or the canvas that are like the physical, let's say, canvas that you hang up on your wall, the wall art, there is where you can change your royalty and you can increase it and base it on what you would like to sell it at. That's a con in my mind, just because there are many other products that you can sell on Society6 and you're not able to change the price point. Obviously, you want to be competitive in the marketplace and have the same price range as other designers so that you don't seem way out there in terms of your price point, but you're not able to change that. And on Zazzle, you actually are. You're able to set your royalty even below or higher than 10%, and you can compete in the marketplace no matter what, right? If you have original artwork and you value that at a higher price point than the average 10% royalty, you're able to change that no matter what product type on the Zazzle marketplace. On Society6, you're not able to do that. You have to have that base price. So you're only able to earn 10%. You can never earn more than 10% if you wanted to, except on those canvas prints, okay? So yeah, that's a little bit of a disadvantage. I mean, some people might not mind, but there are people or clients of ours who are high-end photographers and artists who decided that they want to value their products at a higher price point because clearly, you know, they have that brand to establish and to maintain, right?
Yeah, and so they'll set those signature pieces at a higher royalty on the Zazzle platform because you can go anywhere from 5 to 99% on any product in the Zazzle marketplace, whereas on a Society6, that can only be higher on your canvas and other wall type prints. Okay, and then there's also an affiliate income that's an opportunity. And again, for the affiliate on Society6, it's a 10% commission, whereas in the Zazzle marketplace, there is a 15% base commission, but then if you actually sell and bring traffic to your own products on the Zazzle marketplace and sell anything that you drove traffic to that belongs to you in terms of your designs, then you get up to 35%, which is awesome.
Well, you get actually more if you set your royalty higher.
Well,
right?
no, that's just the affiliate. So you get the 35% as an affiliate for that affiliate fee plus whatever your royalty is, and that's what Jen's talking about. So in reality, if you, let's say, sent your royalty at 10% and then your affiliate was at 35%, then you'd be making almost 45%. There's a little bit of a calculation there where there's a little bit of a deduction, but if you then add a royalty percentage, then you can keep bringing that higher and higher and higher. So there's a huge potential to earn so much more from one sale compared to how you can set that up on Society6 with exactly the same pattern or design.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes Zazzle win out for sure on that on the earnings potential.
Yeah.
Okay, product availability.
Yes, so on Society6, on their website, you can see all the different product types. They have a wonderful list of the dimensions that you need for the print, or so the digital file that you want to upload, and then the long list. So we counted them. There's 87 product types at this point in time, and they have a limited selection of the types that you can sell. They have certain categories, just like Zazzle, so home decor, clothing, etc. But the amount of products that you're able to print on or use are much more limited than the Zazzle marketplace. So 87 versus 1,500 products on Zazzle, which are all blank products that you're able to sell. And the thing is that you can also pick and choose which ones you want to, right? Like what we mentioned before, Society6, you have to bulk upload your products, but maybe you don't want to bulk upload your products and you actually want to curate your brand, or like we have a lot of clients who are, wedding planners or wedding specialists, or even, people who have clothing lines, or they have a certain, photography or artwork line. So they create these collections within their Zazzle store, and they build their brand based on the product types that they've chosen. Because maybe if you're a high-end, wedding invitation designer, you don't want to be making keychains, right? And on Society6, you're kind of forced to upload or bulk upload all of those products if you wanted to, and you can pick and choose, and you can change which ones you want to have, but you can't really create or cultivate that collection and customize that collection to what you wanted for your brand, right? And
and especially like this is coming into the next piece where what can you upload on the Society6 platform, and it's really just a graphic, right?
Yeah.
So even though Jen's talking about
I
wedding,
jumped, yeah.
it's wedding is not something you can do on the Society6 platform. But if you're an artist or photographer, graphic designer, surface pattern person, then obviously your work can be on Society6. But on just the Zazzle platform, that same work can not only be specifically just uploaded as the image, and you can decide, as Jen said, like specifically what do you want to be known for. Like you don't have to have it on every single type of product that Zazzle offers, and so you can curate your collection. But then also you can add more in terms of text-based designs in addition to the design that you're uploading, and that gives that opportunity to curate, which is totally not an option on the Society6 platform.
Yeah.
Okay. So and that brings it into our customization. So we can just go past that one. Like customization for Society6 is a no, and for Zazzle it's a yes. And then that customization is such a huge deal. It's actually why Jen and I have done so well on the Zazzle platform, is because of that customization, the ability to offer people various things that they could not do anywhere else, because basically they're manufacturing their own designs. And even though they all start on one template that looks the same, they can actually create something very, very different in the end based on what they are able to do to the design itself, using that easy-to-use Zazzle edit tool that Zazzle's now known for. And it's so versatile, and it allows us to still get a commission, even though they have done the work to create almost their own design, even though they started with our base templates, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. So the next one is type of market and the niche that's being attracted. So we kind of touched on this already, but on Society6, it's more graphic art, photo art, any type of artist's material, if you draw, if you paint, etc. So it's more so artistically based, and the
patterns,
artwork and
pattern designs and things. But there's no way to change it, right? So people are, and this brings us into the type of sales that you can have, which is what we're really concerned about, because we want you to make money. So when you're in that situation, you have to literally, first of all, spend hours making those graphic designs, like art pieces, or obviously photographs is a little easier, click and shoot, but you're going to probably play around with that in Photoshop and so on. So there's a lot of time involved and decision making as to what it is that you want to create and upload. And then you have this like one chance: do they like it or do they don't like it? And that's the only way that you can sell on the Society6 platform. Obviously, that's an option also on Zazzle, but the fact that you can customize it on Zazzle rather than on Society6 gives the customer that opportunity to buy it, even if they didn't quite like it the way you had it set up. And that has changed everything in terms of how we can make designs up that are a little bit more generic or not as trending, so we can be more what's called evergreen in terms of how we post what we post up there, so that even in the long run our products sell with certain designs on them, even though they're maybe not as trending as they were a couple of years ago. And that's where Society6 comes in, right? You go to Society6 to look for trending designs, whereas we can do both. We can have those trending and we can have those evergreen. And so the trends are always what I call a crapshoot, right? Like it's like a yes or a no. And you roll the dice, and if you've done all that work, it can be a great success or it can be a failure because you won't get any sales. Whereas if you try that on Zazzle, it's great, but you can also set up this other product line that's much more evergreen, where it's almost like 80% given that it's still going to sell, even if the trend is gone. And so that's what we teach also in our Profit by Design Academy, to make sure that we're never allowing our clients to only base their sales on the latest best big thing, because you may or may not actually like click with that customer, and so therefore all that work you've done may be for nothing. If it works, it's great. If not, then unfortunately it's, and we don't want to leave people hanging like that when you're trying to run an online business. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think we've covered everything, right? Yeah. Have we done everything? And then so now let's just recap. So Society6 has some really great points. Obviously, any print-on-demand company is going to have some great points because they're both like any of these companies are going to be an opportunity for you to make money online, which is what you're trying to do. And most people do have, stores on multiple different platforms, but where are you going to finally make that 5 to 6 figure income consistently year after year? That's what we're trying to help you do in this situation. Okay. And that has happened to us. We are on the Zazzle platform and doing really, really well. And so are our clients. And we've actually helped them sell over $30 million worth of Zazzle products in the last 4 years. So in terms of Society6, even though it has some really great opportunities, what we can see is that it has 3 times less the traffic that Zazzle attracts per month. There's a fixed royalty, so there's no way to increase your royalty other than being at 10%, whereas Zazzle is 5 to 99%. There's no volume bonus or actually that's not true. The volume bonus, or what we call there is no volume bonus, but that is something that Zazzle has, and we forgot to talk about that. But there's an affiliate option where you can make another 10%, whereas on Zazzle you can make 15 or even 35% depending on the situation. So again, Zazzle wins out on that. And then compared to the number of blank products, there's so many more on the Zazzle platform, and there's no customization on Society6. And that has been a huge game changer for us by using the Zazzle platform. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Zazzle wins out over Society6 for earnings potential, profitability, as well as being a passive online business. So hopefully that's really helped you. Obviously, check out each of the platforms yourself, see what works for you. But for us, we are looking at the bottom line, the dollar. We want to run really efficient, passive online businesses. And so Zazzle definitely ticks the boxes for us compared to Society6.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for watching this episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.